all right, when's the right time to call? When's the right time to make noise? I don't want to do it too early, but I don't want to bump them out because I don't know exactly, where they're at. So that's why I was kind of curious on how that approach went for you.
Yeah, it can be difficult, especially if you're like glassing and you see a bull bedded, and it's more open terrain. This stuff was pretty thick and cliffy and a lot of different topography. If you're just kind of if you're bugling and the bull's there and he thinks he can see, then it might be a different scenario. If he's blind and can't see and you fire him up enough to get him to stand up and come check it out, that's when it gets good. I know a lot of bulls die in the middle of the day though,
Yeah.
Doing just that type of thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And even just, I would imagine too, like that bull, as far as being that far back in there and everything, probably hadn't seen a lot from other human pressure and everything, which was, used to your advantage.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think a lot of people wanted to get back in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of outfitters in that area, but they're all in horsepack and they go in way deep to like the big high alpine meadows. And there's a lot of elk up there, but I think there's this buffer zone in between where it's like you go a mile to 3 miles from the road and like there's a lot of pressure there, and then it's like 10 miles plus is where all the outfitters are. So there was this kind of buffer in the wilderness where non-residents can't necessarily usually hunt unless you have a resident with you. That's kind of the game we played during that hunt.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the other question with how were Josh and Jill, which sounds like it should be like a storybook or something, but Josh and Jill, how were they set up? Like were they like 50 yards behind you, something like that, calling?
Yeah, it's funny. Jill stayed back a little ways, and she has just like a perfect, like pretty cow mew, and she doesn't use a reed or anything, just with her voice, right? So she makes awesome cow sounds. So she stayed a little bit behind. Me and Josh both kind of got in that pinch point, like one on either side of that pinch point, and we're kind of ready to shoot. And Josh bugled a couple times, got him in close, and then Jill really did the rest of the work to finish him off, because by the time he was raking that tree in front of us at around 40 yards, you couldn't really make a sound, or he'd peg you and pick you off, and neither one of us had a shot. So she kept cow calling a little bit back there, just real soft, and he stopped raking and got a little bit too curious and started coming down that pinch point. And apparently Josh shot at the bull too. So apparently I couldn't see Josh where he was, and he was apparently drawn back when I was drawn back, and I had to just wait for that bull to take one more step to clear this little pine tree. He did. I let it loose, and Josh let his loose at like right after me, and just barely missed him when I hit the bull, and he whirled around, and he had just barely missed it. So Josh wasn't sure if what happened. He's like, what happened? He didn't even know I shot. So
yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
With the pinch point that you had there, was it like a bluff or a cliff or something that was causing it, or blowdowns? Like, what was the pinch like?
Yeah, it was kind of two knobs coming up.
Okay.
So just two little mountains coming up, and there was just this pinch in the middle.
So kind of like a saddle there.
Mm-hmm. A saddle, yep. And there was, but it was kind of elongated because that mountain came in. So it was almost like a corridor. And there was lots of elk sign right there in that pinch point too. Like everywhere we were looking there, every tree was raked off. And so they had been using it quite a bit. But it was kind of the only route to go to kind of get in between those two mountains.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some whitetail hunting stuff there a little bit. That's you using that terrain, finding those pinches.
If you want to hike 8 miles back with a saddle, you could definitely set up in that pinch point and probably kill one.
Man, listen, I've been in spots elk hunting that I believe that if you climbed in a tree with a saddle and you sat there for 6 days, you could kill an elk. But I do enough sitting in a tree during deer season. That's not the kind of hunting I want to do.
I hear you, man. And with elk being so vocal when you're hunting them in September, it's really hard to sit in that tree and hear like a party going on over here and be like, I'm stuck in this tree. Like, I want to go after them. But I was telling you at TAC last week or a couple weeks ago, it's like, I'm going to break that saddle out and I got this spot in Montana with all these wallows, and it's another pinch point really similar to that. On the weekends, there's quite a bit of pressure that moves around, and I've seen bulls move right through there, and those wallows are always look like they've been used frequently. I feel like I could sit there as long it's probably the wind's probably really swirly in there is my biggest hesitation to do that, but I think if I could get the wind right and be patient enough, I could kill a bull there for sure.
If you could even just get in there and play around, even if before the season, get around there with like what I do with whitetail spots with milkweed, and just move around the whole area and try to find something where like the thermals or something, or it's a wind break that you can get just a little bit of that edge where it's just off enough that you might be able to make it work. That'd be super cool. I want to see you do that.
Milkweed, that's your wind indicator?
Yeah. You never heard of that?
I've never done that. No.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
From a whitetail standpoint, because when you use the puffy bottles, it only shows you 3 feet from your face. But like when you use milkweed, you can see it go for 100 feet or as far as you can see it. So you can see the airflow. Sometimes it'll go, say 20 feet this way, and then all of a sudden it'll cut back around. So like I've used that. I carry that elk hunting now because I'll go and it might look like the wind's going towards like where the elk are coming from, but you'll go and it'll hit another stream of air that's taking it away, and it gives me a little bit more confidence to move.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you carry it?
Yeah, I have a little pouch I put in the side of my bino harness, and I just stuff a bunch of it in there, and I keep it just on the top, on the side of my harness, and I just pull it out and just go like this and throw it.
I'm going to do that. I love that.
Now, whenever you see milkweed in the mountains, you be like, Bo was hunting here.
Yeah, it works awesome, and
that's cool.
And it's nice because like at least I don't know about Utah, but at least out east it grows everywhere. So I could even send you some, but like got boxes of milkweed that it'll probably last me a lifetime that I could just use and throw.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it out here. We have it back in Wisconsin where I'm from.
Yeah.
Sure, but
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a cool way to be able to do that for sure.
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this conversation, share it with your buddies. Leave us a rating, a review, and subscribe. If you want to check out more content like this, there's plenty in the links below. We truly appreciate having you guys along with us.